Unbelievable. Toronto's never going to be the same again. So, Byron, I don't think we lost anyone. I think we actually maybe have more people than when you take the break. So thank you for coming back, everyone. I've got a quick announcement. Number one, how many of you took advantage of the opportunity to be mentored by Byron? Awesome. Some of you. Is there some of you that are still thinking about it? Okay. So it's my goal. Put your hand up, sweetie. Why? I just I want to make sure that you walk out of here with a decision that you're going to work with Byron. Because I know in the last 20 some odd years, Byron's one of the reasons why the success that we've had with our businesses the last 20 years is because of Byron. I have a son right now who's in Hong Kong. He knew Byron when he was old and big. And he used to watch me, listen to Byron, watch Byron, fly all around the world to catch him at national conventions. And today, he's graduated from university, went to the States for about 6, 7, 8 years, went to college there, played some hockey down there. I remember there was a time in my career where I used to quote Jim Rowan all the time, and you guys do too. And my favorite quote was, "A formal education will get you a job," right? We all know what that stands for, is just over broke. And a self-education will make you an absolute fortune. That's what I used to quote all the time because I was so stuck in my own mindset, thinking that's the only thing you need to do is to go out and be a business for yourself. So I look at a young Jonathan who's in school, who's an entrepreneur, who's supported by his dad. Give him a big hand. And that's incredible. Today I don't think that anymore because I have a son who's 26. He lives in Hong Kong. Byron talked about your net worth determines your net worth. He's playing hockey. You guys play hockey. Where else could a kid who only knows how to play hockey end up in a place where he's playing hockey with guys from the Hong Kong Chamber of Commerce? And I'm not sure why they call it the Chamber of Commerce, because it's the old boys club. They're all millionaires and billionaires. Isn't that incredible? A lot of the guys are expats. They're the guys who played, the captains from Harvard, Princeton, you name it. And these are the guys. Here's the 26-year-old playing hockey with guys who are now in their 30s, their 40s, that are just crushing it in the business over there. Does that make sense? And in less than 2 years, he's I can't even give you guys the numbers, right? He's playing hockey with the right guys, and he ends up with a job at Goldman Sachs. Does that make sense? Like, they're trading billions of dollars a day. That's incredible. So I no longer knock a formal education. So education is important. Would you guys agree? Yes. So just make sure that you go to the right schools. Surround yourself with the right people. This is definitely the right group, the right people to surround yourself with. Would you guys agree with that? Okay. So the folks that are sitting on the fence, I'm going to make the same offer to folks who actually made a decision to get started. Because Jonathan says he wants to be a speaker, and his dad says he's actually a phenomenal speaker. So here's what I want to do. We have a program that's called Inspire to Speak. If you could speak and get paid, would you be interested? Put up your hands if you truly want to make money. You can get, I know Natalie's been waiting for this. I keep on telling her it's going to happen. Inspire to Speak. I'm going to be in Chicago in 2 weeks. 4.5-day boot camp with Les Brown. And we're going to be teaching a group of about 12 to 20 individuals who have paid $8,000 US each for a 4.5-day boot camp to learn how to speak and sell from stage. Okay? I'll share a quick story with you. A friend of mine, Sam Crowley, worked for corporate. He went in corporate, right? Sick and tired of the rat race. So he would come home and his 3-year-old daughter would say, "Daddy, when are you going to be home?" And his answer was, "Saturday." Okay? So he eventually quits his job, and his ticket to financial freedom was a Quiznos franchise. Right? So he buys a franchise. Long story short, he goes bankrupt. He lost everything. Didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. Okay? He's absolutely flat broke. And then he starts running, and he's listening on his iPod. So that gives you an idea how long ago that is, right? Some of these kids here, you tell them an iPod, they're like, "What's an iPod," right? But he's listening to Les Brown, right? Rich Dad, Poor Dad. What's his name? Robert Kiyosaki. right? Brian Tracy, Tony Robbins. And he's thinking, if these guys can get into my head, maybe one day I can get into somebody else's head. Okay, so he becomes a motivational speaker. Make a long story short, he starts a podcast. His podcast is called Everyday Saturday. Like, what would you do if every day was a Saturday? Okay? That podcast has now been downloaded over 1.8 million times. Like, over 1.8 million downloads on iTunes. Isn't that incredible? If I could teach you and show you how you can get 1.8 million downloads on iTunes with whatever business you're in, what would that do for your business? Okay? So, Inspired to Speak, if you want to come to Chicago, you're welcome to come. It's going to be like 4.5 days. Randy was there with us. Very good friend of mine, Jim Giordani, who's the mayor of Niagara Falls. He came down, spent 4.5 days with us. It's just absolutely incredible. You know, Sam now sells on stage. He presents for 90 minutes. He gets asked to speak all around the world. So how many have heard Sam Crowley speak? Is he phenomenal? Okay, so he's got a program he sells. It's called Everyday Saturday. It's a podcast for $1,000. He'll teach you how to podcast. Okay? Take a wild guess his best day on stage in the 90-minute presentation. In front of about 500 people. Take a wild guess how much he sold. 45,000? Okay, I'm almost done actually, but you run. Okay, I'll wait till you get back.
1 million.
Yeah, 157,000. What's your name, sir? Yeah, Kush. If you were saying, sorry, I apologize if I missed it. If you were Sam Crowley and you sold $157,000 in 90 minutes, would you be happy?
Oh, heck yeah.
You would change your name from Kush to Crush. Right? Crush does. There are speakers that are making like $10,000 an hour, $20,000 an hour. If you could make $10,000 to $20,000 in a 90-minute presentation, would you get excited?
Yeah.
Okay? Woo! Yeah, so now we're crushing it. So Inspired to Speak. It's not going to be a 4.5-day camp. We do a 1-day Inspired to Speak. It's kind of like an introductory course, a 1-day course right here in Toronto. And most likely it's going to happen in April or May. Okay? So if you take Byron's course, if you get mentored by Byron, we're going to offer that. Is that okay, Randy? I didn't check with Randy yet.
Awesome.
We're going to offer that as an additional bonus for you guys. You guys okay with that? So you'll be there with us for an entire day. We're going to go through with you an entire strategy, a 10-step strategy on how to craft any presentation you want, whether it's a 10-minute presentation or it's a 90-minute presentation. And you can actually make $5,000 or $10,000 more an hour. Would you be interested in that? Okay, that program, it's called Inspired to Speak. Number 2, inspiredtospeak.ca. You can go there, you can check all the information. I'll just share a quick story with you. Claudia Harvey, you guys know Claudia Harvey? Claudia Harvey, she was already an unbelievable speaker. I'm just buying time now because Byron's not here. Okay? So Claudia worked for corporate, one of the big 5 commercial banks, doing extremely well. So she was in the same boat. She was just absolutely sick and tired of being sick and tired. Anyone there? Right? She was saying, when I'm at home, my kids tell me I'm not really there. When I'm at home, I'm not really there because I want to be at work. And when I'm at work, I actually want to be at home. Anyone relate? So she quit her job to spend time with her family. She gets a call from a friend from Vancouver. She convinces her to go on the Dragon's Den. And her product, which is just a product with an idea, no sales yet, she struck a deal with Kevin O'Leary. You guys know Kevin O'Leary? It was the toughest dragon, right? The toughest dragon you can find. Struck a deal with Kevin O'Leary. Her gloves today are in every Home Depot and rolling across North America. Isn't that fantastic? And they go 300 stores in Australia. Well, she wanted to be a speaker. She was already keynote speaking, etc. But she really wanted to learn how to speak herself on stage. So she came down for 4.5 days with us to Chicago for Inspired to Speak. And now she shares stages with folks in the Trump organization. She shares stages with Mark Victor Hansen, author Chicken Soup for the Soul. Phenomenal. How would you like to be next Claudia Harvey? Okay. I'm going to give away one of Randy's CDs. Anybody want a free CD? Okay, come on up. Who wants it? There you go. What a gentleman, eh? What a gentleman. Give him a big hand. All right, friends. Okay. That CD there, I'm going to show you how to create a CD like that, where people are actually diving, from the back row. They're fighting for your information. Wouldn't that be incredible? Like if you, that CD there that Randy created is called Starting Out Naked in Business with No Contacts, No List, and No Money. Is that incredible? What if you could create a CD like that? We're going to teach you that at the Inspired to Speak. We're going to teach you how to write and publish your own book. Would you be interested in writing and publishing your own book? Because you want to get your message out there. Okay? We're going to teach you how to start your own podcast. We're going to teach you how to start speaking so you can actually become a keynote speaker, a motivational speaker, or you can present yourself on stage. Who wants a copy of Randy's book, Empower Women to Succeed? There you go. Okay? And we're having our launch. We're having our launch of our second book right here in May, in this very room. What is it?
May 28th.
May 28th. Okay, so mark that date down, May 28th, we're going to be here. So Inspired to Speak, it's a $1,000 program. Okay? So if you enroll in your freedom, does that make sense? You're enrolling in your financial freedom. I can't think of a better mentor, right? A mentor is someone who's been there. For me, in terms of sick and tired of being sick and tired, one of the reasons why I got into the seminar business, somebody asked me, why did you get into the seminar business? Because I was happy staying at home. I didn't do anything for 10 years. I just sat at home, right? Vacationing, enjoying life. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of people spending thousands and thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of dollars in personal development and personal growth. I have friends who've actually mortgaged their homes. I have friends who've actually put stuff on their credit card for personal development. They haven't gotten any results. You guys know anybody like that? And I believe in personal development. Byron and I, we have probably spent hundreds of thousands, if not, I was going to say millions, right? The amount of money we spend following mentors all around the world to grow our own mindset, our own business. Okay? Invest in you. Don't invest in anybody else, but invest in someone who's been there before. I just shared this last story. I know I told you 3 minutes, right? So if you were climbing a mountain right now, any mountain climbers here? You're going to climb a mountain, okay? And you need a guide to help you get up there, right? So you get a guide, and this guide comes along, and you got this young guy, he's probably about 21, 22 years old, like just a young stud. And I don't know, I'm not a mountain climber, but picture his mountain gear, his boots are shiny, they're brand new. You know, his pants, his whole outfit, and it just looks like he just got it off the rack. I mean, it's state of the art, it's brand new, but it just looks amazing. Not a scratch on there, okay? And then your second guy comes down, and this guy is like 82 years old. He's got this old mule, right? His hack's pick looks like, I mean, everything he's got, he looks like he's been up and down this mountain like 100 times. His clothes look like it's been worn and torn. Who would you want to go up that mountain with? And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he's the old guy at all. But isn't that what you would want to do? You would want to go, you don't want that shiny object, right? These people that tell you they're experts, when my mentor told me a long time ago that an X is a has-been and a spurt is just a drip under pressure. Okay, so when someone tells you they're an expert and they want money from you, check their credential. Because the last time, I can't think of a better credential than what Mr. Byron Nelson has. So if you enroll in the program again, we'll add the Inspired to Speak to help further help you build and grow your business. Okay, thank you for your time. Thank you.
All right, we ready? Say I'm ready?
Ready.
You guys are troopers, boy. Y'all, look at y'all. Y'all crazy. Okay, so I wanted to explain, because Randy had actually shared that a lot of people were not clear on the program. So, and I know when I was walking around, a lot of people were asking me more questions about how the program works. So there's... So the first thing we're talking about is a week program. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Everybody with me on that so far? Okay. And so I had actually the people that were within ACN that were here actually hold off, so I said I had another program to implement, and that is, you guys, what I'm doing is because people are asking me, is this good for you. If you aren't in the top 20 as a TC, then it's good for you. It's great for you. Is everybody follow me on that so far? That's number one. Number two, you get a bonus because obviously that's my realm of vocation, so I'm going to add 3 more sessions on that are specified specifically for you, if you choose to do that. I just don't ever in this arena talk about that realm of business because this is a separate life for me. Does that make sense? But me being here, I'm able to offer you that and say if you do take the week program, you're going to get way more than you ever expected if you choose to do that. Everybody with me on that so far? Okay. On top of that, for everyone else, the week program is going to be 30 minutes. It's going to probably be 2 sessions, meaning I have a lot of business owners in the room, so they have the flexibility of the day. So I'm probably going to do that, but I generally do not take phone calls before 12 noon. I structure my life so I don't have to hear anybody's voice before 12 noon. I love my life like that. Anybody like the way that sounds? He says, I don't want to hear nobody's voice before 12 noon. Not that I'm not up, I'm up at 5 or 6. I just don't like to hear anybody in my ear until about 12 noon. I do everything else, work out, meditate, pray, do everything. I just don't like to hear voices. But based on this one, I would be making the sacrifice and get up early in the morning, and we would do either 12 or 1 o'clock, which would be 9 or 10 o'clock. My time, 12 or 1 o'clock, your time. Because you guys are business people, you have the flexibility of schedule. Then I will probably also do one, because people have jobs, in the evening. So that we can split it, because I prefer to be able to split the group, whether it's 10, 5 and 5, 15, 7 and 5. Is everybody following me on that so far? So you'll have an option of being consistent during the day or being in the evening if you choose to do that. So that's package 1. Everybody follow me on that? That's going to be 30 minutes. And knowing me, I always give more than I say. So it's probably going to go 45. Some could even be a maximum of an hour, depending on what I'm covering and depending on, because what you're going to do is by those that have registered and those that will register with, Randy, you're going to send me an impressed email. Now, what's an impressed email? That means you're going to impress upon me what you want, not what I want. Does that make sense? By me getting all those emails and knowing exactly what you want, I may even be in communication, dialogue, email, or phone call with you to find out exactly what it is you want, because it's not a canned program in which I'm doing it a wraparound for everybody. It's specifically to help you with exactly what you want, which means I have to have more information to know how to serve you more appropriately. Is everybody getting that so far? Right? So that's what that 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the topics, I need to have more conversation with you. And in that impress email, you're going to send an email with exactly what you want to get out of what I'm setting you up for is the 130 program, which is 30 days at 110% maximum human potential. Turning you into a person that you've never seen before. Starting the process. So what's your name? Me and Nancy just had this conversation to just bring clarity. Is everybody following me on that so far? So what exactly can I expect out of it? So what I shared is, imagine that you've gone for the last 6 months to a year with no energy. And there's no vitamins that are actually helping you right now. But you've tried this vitamin, that vitamin, you've tried this program and that program. What this is what I call a B12 direct shot into your bloodstream for about 10 days. For you to be able to look back at yourself and see the difference of having full-blown energy that you never had since you were like 21 versus where you are at 35, 40, or 45, and you now have energy that you can actually see a massive distinction if in turn you follow the instructions, because again, I'm still just a GPS. I can't do it for you, but if you follow the prescription and the instructions, you will see the distinction of your production as a human being and in your life and in your work and having the courage and being bold and being able to talk like this after 12 hours of training. Everybody, and you're the only one talking and keeping everybody awake when some people are tired, some people gotta get their kids, some people got kids crying, some people are trying to get some food, some people are trying to understand what you're saying, some people are trying to just get to the next level, some people are evolved, some people make $1 million, some people make, how do you do this? How do you get to an optimal level where you reach everybody? And you still can stay within integrity of the character of who you are. Is that making sense? Yes. That's what that 7 to 10 days is about. It's about going through a complete transformation, temporary, because it can't hold in 10 days. I'm not a magician. Does that make sense, everybody? Right? So it's to start a process for you to figure out how to set your goals, how to schedule your life, how to force you to get on the court when you wouldn't. See, the reason why it's collapsed into 3 days versus spread out is I can see this is what you should be doing in 48 hours. It's on Wednesday. Now I can ask you, well, did you do what you did over? Yes, I did. Excellent. What were the results? Boom. Okay, what do you want? I want more results. How do I need to? Does everybody? I was ineffective. I did what I did, but it was ineffective. Okay, we need to change something. We need to figure out what the exact prescription and antidote is that works within you. And I'll give you a prime example. For example, for myself, my body does not operate at optimum level until 11 o'clock in the morning. I can be up at 5, 6, or 7. But I learned, and I shared this earlier, I think, and that is that I won't take on a trainer. Is everybody with me? Is that for me?
There's a red Toyota Corolla, license plate number BBJW029. Their lights are on. I don't know if it's any of you over here. If anyone's got a Toyota Corolla. All right, thank you very much. Go ahead.
So is everybody with me, yes? So I want you to be able to understand, like, for me, I have to operate at 11 o'clock at the earliest before I work out. And then I take on my trainer at 12 o'clock because it's like working out to play basketball or play any sports. I'm trying to see that, okay? To play any sports. You want your body, because what I found is you have to warm up your body. Everybody knows their body. That's what it takes to be able to work out. My body is not in full workout until I get a full hour in. Why am I paying you, $200, $300 an hour until I can get the maximum usage out of you when you're training me? So I need to get a good hour in before I go to my trainer so that when I work out with my trainer, I'm already working out at an optimum level. Does that make sense? There's a young lady who was here earlier, and she wants to train with me, but she was like, I've tried this trainer, I tried this, I tried with, I won't say any names, but a lot of named people. And of course, you have to be equally yoked, just like in a marriage, with somebody. You have to have chemistry with the coach that you're working with. You just don't take a coach because they're documented, just because they have information. You need to feel that. That's why I wanted to talk to the people who want to take the program, so you can know how I operate and you have no buyer's remorse. Does that make sense, everybody? So we're very clear. I have a very high standard when it comes to clarity. And it's not always perfect, but I will go beyond the call of duty to make sure we're very clear. And so in this one person's particular program, she had paid just like thousands of dollars for an earlier program, not here, but through a group here in Canada. Are y'all following me on that so far? And she was very disappointed with her results and the way this guy, because he was very delegating and telling and do this and do that. Is everybody with me on that? And so at the end of the day, I said, you have ADD, but so do most great people. Yeah. Most amazing people have a short attention span. And so I said, what you need to be actually 5 days on, 2 days off. Instead of going full 30 days or in a full 90-day program, or you need to know, I said, you're great for 3 days, but you need to push yourself for 5 days of an applied program of what you need to do on the court 5 days. On the 6th day, you need to review your results. And on the 7th day, you need to restructure that plan to advance yourself so that you can see and you don't burn yourself out, because you'll get turned off just following somebody else's regimen. Now, this was prescribed for her. 3 is more than great. 5 is a maximum that you would do for someone like that. Is everybody understanding? Is everybody understanding? Right? So that was for her. So I'm sharing with you what that 7 to 10 days looks like. And my only job is to find that that explosion, that time bomb, is what I'm giving you on the 4th meeting in the 2nd week, so that you can actually see that the first 3 are to set up the preparation and the plan for you to have a time bomb and a deadline on your goals and dreams within 30 days, scaled down. Did everybody get that so far? Any questions about the 7-day program at $500? Are we clear? Okay. That, I'm going to go beyond the call of duty. And like I said, I always give more than I take. So I'm saying 30 minutes to an hour, but Michelle will tell you and anybody else, we'll probably end up talking. Some people, we talk every day. It's like, I need to talk. Okay, if I'm available, I'll make the time. But I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. That's one of my habits. That makes sense, right? But I take I don't just do business. We become friends. And for my friends, I make time and we establish powerful relationships. And my job is to be able to unwrap your dream like you've never seen before. Okay, so that's step one, package one. Package two, which is the $1,500 package, is a Friday night from 7 to 11 and a Saturday, all-day Saturday boot camp. Now, of course, if you put the two together, it's explosive. Depending on where you are in your journey, you may want to just do one or the other. You may want to do just the first part to see how I operate and then move into the second part. You may already are in a zone of where you're working right now and then just want to do the 2-day boot camp to give yourself a quantum leap. Or you may want to do both and have a tandem. I don't know, it's solely up to you. Does everybody follow me on that? Like me and Jared just had the conversation. Which one should I do? I said, do this one, and if that's not effective, don't do the second one. But if the first one's effective and you're making money out of March, why wouldn't you do something 4 weeks later that's going to take you to the next level? I just made you because my job is to double your revenue back in your pocket. My job is to double, triple your money in your pocket to get you as far as the results that you want. So I'm like, if something works, keep doing it. If it doesn't work, stop doing it. Doesn't that make sense to everybody? Everybody got that so far? Okay. And the last piece of that is number 3, where I think I already have that where it needs to be, but I gave everyone the opportunity. I'm saying, I don't come here selling what I do, but I am looking for 3 unstoppable, exceptional, crazy individuals that want to mirror with what they're doing and match with what I'm doing, where we cross-pollinate. Like, for example, me and Sabir are already, we're going to get together and have a conversation for cross-pollination. If you don't think, understand, I only know how to play at billionaire level. That's the only mindset. I've studied directly under 2 billionaires right now. I work directly with Richard Branson. So I only know how to play at billionaire level. Does that make sense to everybody? So Richard Branson doesn't say, well, what do you do? Well, I do airlines. Well, he talks to somebody else, well, what do you do? Well, I do, now we're getting into the training. Everybody follow me on this so far? Well, I do, I'm not into airlines, Richard, so we can't do business. Oh, I'm sorry, did I not tell you that I do Coca-Cola? I didn't tell you I do Virgin Airlines, Virgin Cola, Virgin, I have a lot of Virgins. See, that's when you brand yourself and you think outside the box. What I do makes millions of dollars, and my best players on my team right now are in real estate and are doing commercial property and I'm not getting into what I do here. I'm just sharing with you, you need to know what I do, because what you do, I'm here to quadruple and learn, because how many people know if you have money, you need to buy real estate? I mean, you need to know that. I don't care what you do. If you have a business, you're going to need a building to put your business in. If you live, you're going to need to put a roof over your head. If you don't understand the best place to invest that is stable, they aren't making any more land. Does that make sense to everybody? So it just makes sense with Sabir and the people that I work with that we find a way to collaborate. And what did I say? One horse holds 1,500 pounds, the other one does 2,000, but together they do 6,000. Nobody figures it out. Why most people live in a limited world is because they can only see what's in front of them. They can't see past the finger for the greater picture on the other side. My job is never to take somebody away from what they love to do, but to allow them to be able to do it because they love doing it. That's what makes me a servant leader and a great leader and a great coach, is that my job is always serving the people that are in my space. Does that make sense to anybody? Yeah. Are y'all following me on that so far? So I have a great affinity, which is where me and Michelle connect on, with kids. I put 200 kids through college out of my own pocket. So I love being able, I work within the inner city. I'm on the board of directors of the murder capital of the world, which is Chicago, where they're killing over and over again. So I look for people that want to become an ambassador and understand the branding of my organization, which is, there is no head, no foot, no president. There's just a board of directors in which I'm building to 12 unstoppable individuals, in which in that conversation lives the matrix for those that receive my card. Matrix stands for making a team realize its expectations. And I live, the disclaimer is, it's not predicated on what your spirituality is, just use it as a metaphor if you are not a Christian faith. And that is, if Jesus had 12 disciples and 48 plus apostles, what makes you think you can do it by yourself? I don't care what great leader you've ever had in your life, every one of them knew they needed a squadron. They needed a Gotti team. They needed a crew. Does that make sense to everybody? That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to find on package 3 a few people, not a lot, that I'm creating something magical, the biggest story I've ever created. I have people right now that are making 30, 40, 50, 100,000. Some are making 200,000. A few of them are making 300,000. I have one at 400,000, and another person that's making about $500,000 right now. Would you guys say that's good money?
Yes.
Did I leave out that's per month? Those are my students. See, it's one thing when a person tells you what they make. It's another thing when you can tell them what your students make that you taught. That's why Gordon was sharing with you the number one powerful tool in the game is called edification. See, it's not what you have done. It's what other people can say you've done for them. That's where the value lives. That goes from $100 to $100,000 overnight versus you talking about yourself making hundreds of dollars an hour versus somebody else talking about how you created, helped, and supported, and built, and helped lead, and helped build them, support them, and in the law of reciprocity, they did the same thing for you, where you have, one of the most, that's priceless. Is anybody getting so far? Yeah. When you have 10 people, I could take a Latin kid, as I have, at the age of 18, that by 30, he lives in the hood. He's never made more money than $10 to $15 an hour. Off of that, he feeds 4 kids and a mother who literally is from the El Barrio, that was the first generation over here from Mexico, and take them to $40,000 a month. And of that $40,000 a month that he makes, it's worth $500,000 a month in publicity. Because there's not enough money on the planet to be able to pay a publicity company what this kid will do in the streets and around the world for you to talk about how you served in their life. Did that make sense to everybody? Yes. Are you guys with me on that? Yes. That's where you write down edification. That's what edification is. It doesn't say edify, it says edify. How great you edify somebody else. That's when you claim your greatness. So you claim package 1, if it works for you. You should claim package 2, if that works for you. And if you know you're crazy enough to want to make 7 figures in under 3.5 years, you should claim package number 3. Did that make sense to everybody? Because my job is to quadruple your client base overnight while merging it with what I do and adding another stream of income. See, here's what I learned from my mentor at over 8 figures. He said if you have more than one bill hitting your bank account, you need more than one stream of income hitting your bank account. No matter how many projects you have on the table, you need